بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. أي نعم الأربعين النووية explanation Imam النووي's 40 hadith explanation by Sheikh Salih Fawzan Afidahullah. We are at hadith 14. أي نعم حديث الرابع عشر عن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يحل دم امرئ مسلم يشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأني رسول الله إلا بإحدى ثلاث: النفس بالنفس والطيب الزاني والمفارق لدينه التارك للجماعة. رواه البخاري ومسلم وغيرهما وهذا لفظ البخاري. Hadith 14. Ibn Masud, may Allah be pleased with him, said, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is unlawful to take the life of a Muslim except for one of three reasons: the tayyib that commits illicit sexual intercourse, a life for a life, the one who lives his religion abandoning the Jama'ah. Collected by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Explanation by Sheikh Salih Fawzan Hafidahullah. Islam has brought 5 basic necessities, that is, preservation of the religion by killing the renegade who plays around with the religion, preservation of the intellect by protecting it from whatever harms it of intoxicants and hard drugs, preservation of life by killing the one who kills in retribution, preservation of wealth by amputing the hand of a thief and the highway robber, preservation of honor by flogging the false accuser who accuses a Muslim of fornicating or a shameful act. He will be given 80 strokes except if he brings 4 witnesses who will affirm what he says. Otherwise, he will be flogged. This is to preserve the honor of the Muslims. It also contains preservation of progeny, as illegal sexual intercourse confuses genealogies and causes illness. Ainam, take away bashfulness, so its consequence is really grievous. Islam has brought the preservation of these necessities. As such, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this hadith, it is unlawful to take the life of a Muslim. Ainam. So, whosoever testified that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah and that Muhammad is Allah's messenger has entered into Islam, and so his blood and wealth become prohibited to be taken, as he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. أي نعم ومن نقاتل الناس حتى يشهدوا أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة فإذا فعلوا ذلك عصموا مني دماءهم وإلا بحق الإسلام ويسموا على الله. I have been ordered to combat the people, and here to order to combat the people, and it's not by safe. Here it's to combat them by tongue. To make jihad against them by the tongue, because there is no compassion in the religion. قال عز وجل فمن شاء فليؤمن ومن شاء فليكفر. قال عز وجل لا إكراه في الدين. أينام. Until they say that there is none worthy of worship besides Allah, and that Muhammad is Allah's messenger, and they say the prayer and give the zakah. When they do that, they have preserved from me their blood and wealth except for the rights of Islam and the reckonings with Allah. It follows that whoever openly shows Islam, we shall accept it from him, respect his blood, honor, and wealth. He becomes a brother to us, and it is not permissible to trespass on him except when he does one of the 3 things. Then it will be legitimate to take his blood, even when he is a Muslim, or in order to protect the necessities. These things are: the first, a life for a life. As regards retribution, Allah there exactly said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum qisas. Who you believe, the law of retribution is prescribed for you. Al-Baqarah 178. Prescribed for you, that is, obliged. Retribution is obligatory if it is demanded by the victim or his relatives, and it is obligatory for the authorities to implement the retribution in order to preserve life. He exactly said, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ لَحَيَاةٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And there is a saving of life for you in the law of retribution, O men of understanding, that you may become from pure. Al-Baqarah 179. Therefore, if the law of retribution is abandoned, blood will be spilled indiscriminately, and fear and fright will be spread in the society. But if a single just soul is killed, everyone is protected. The society will be safe and bloodshed prevented. This is only found in Islam. As for the system of the disbelievers or other human systems, they prevent killing the one who kills, for example, and shelter the unjust transgressor and aid him. They do not show mercy to the oppressed, na'am, and so to the society. Rather, it shows mercy to the criminal and protects him, and the best of the ruling they will give over him is that he should be imprisoned for 500 years or 400 years or for life. Then they will grant him pardon and release him. So they will only announce that they have given such and such judgment on him, but the implementation will not be there. Even if it were implemented, it will not suffice. There should be severance and take retribution for him by killing him. This is mercy from Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. The second, the tayyib that commits illicit sexual intercourse. The tayyib is the one who has had sexual intercourse with his wife, whether Muslim or a free non-Muslim, and a Muslim rule inside a legally sound marriage. Thus, he becomes a muhsan, a married person, by that marriage. If he commits illicit sexual intercourse after that marriage, he becomes from those who spread evil on that earth, for he is infringed on the sanctity of honor after he had tested marriage. So he has no excuse for his transgression, for he has what should suffice him of legally sound and beneficial marriage. Thus, if he commits illicit sexual intercourse, it is evidence for his viciousness, and that he desires evil and immorality. For such, his blood is legitimate to be spilled. He will be killed in the manner specifically described, which is that he is stoned to death. This is reported by the large number of people in every generation, from the Quran, the Sunnah, and from the actions of the Muslims. It is one of the legal punishments prescribed by Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. It will not suffice that he is killed with the sword. Rather, he should be stoned, and openly in the public to deter the rest of the people. This is from the merits of Islam and its preservation of honor and chastity. He, the Most High, said, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ, and those who guard their chastity. Al-Mu'minun, Ayah 5. Thus, it contains the preservation of lineage and bailing out the society from lido sickness, which results from illicit sexual relations. In recent times, the issue of these diseases has spread, and statistics have shown how the HIV/AIDS has affected societies, wherein the shamefulness of illicit sexual intercourse and homosexuality abound. Millions of people are now dying due to this horrible crime. Allah the Mighty and Sublime says, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. Ainam, and come not near to the unlawful sexual intercourse. Verily, it is a great sin and an evil way. Al-Isra, Ayah 32. He said, and come not near to the unlawful sexual intercourse. And he has not said, don't commit unlawful sexual intercourse alone. What he said means abandon all what leads to illicit sexual intercourse, including casting glances, the woman traveling without a male relative prohibited in marriage to her, the woman's show of beauty and ornament. They are exposing their face and free mixing with men. These are means to illicit sexual intercourse, which have been prohibited by the lawgiver to prevent the occurrence of evil or falling into the shameful deed. The one who leaves his religion, that is, the renegade. He ﷺ said, whoever goes out of his religion, kill him, because he affirmed and testified that this religion is truth, entered into Islam, and then after understanding it and being satisfied with it, he renegates. This is evidence of his viciousness. The legal punishment for such a person is that he is killed to preserve the religion from being toyed with and to shut off the path of evildoers who want to turn the people away from the religion. This is because some of them will enter into Islam openly and then renegade, so that the people will say he did not renegade except that he had seen that the religion lacks aptness. For this one who renegade is amongst the Dinkas and those who understand affairs. If he had seen any good in this religion, he will not have renegaded. That is how the hypocrites and those with weak iman will speak. So, if he is killed, the people will honor the religion and stop taking the religion for a thing of play. And he's saying, the one who abandons the Jama'ah, It is said that he is the one who rebels against the ruler and abandons the generality of the Muslim, intending the Khawarij and the aggressors by what and whosoever breaks the loose from obedience and rebels against the generality of the Muslims. He is to be combated to ward off his evil. If he is fought and killed, then his killing is permitted juristically, because it is in preservation of the religion from being toyed with and towards the preservation of the oneness of the Muslim. This is the explanation regarding the one who abandons the generality of the Muslim. Therefore, that point to the fact that the Muslim should stick to the generality of the Muslims and their leader and not abandon them. If he abandons them, he should be killed to ensure safety and the togetherness of the Muslim, and to preserve the world from being toyed with and the evil which they refer to as freedom of opinion. Islam has rightly granted freedom of opinion by the Muslims, working on raising the truth and not being afraid, for the sake of Allah, of the approach of a reproacher. As for freedom of opinion to aid evil and abandon the religion, abusing it and cursing the pures, this is rather an evil freedom and rebellion against the generality of the Muslims.